long, long time to not get lost in my own damn neighborhood.
I love that we just hit record and you didn't even know.
And we're
So
live. Didn't even count us down.
I hate you, Christopher.
well, you were having a good conversation. I'm like, you know what? Let's just hit record and go with it. You were, by the way, I'm
Hold
Chris
on.
Cusimano. We have Alex Mendel. Well, you can introduce yourself. Who are you?
Who are
I'm
you,
Alex
that guy?
Mendel.
And who else are we with?
And yes, I am Jen Konikoff, who literally lives off of GPS.
So Jen was just talking about this new luxury condo building that the Host by Kuzi team, which Alex is not a part of yet, we went to go visit for a presentation. The Waldorf Astoria building, right?
Yes, first residential Waldorf in
Wow.
history so far. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the project. I think it's going to do great things for Pompano. That's already they've been building that area so nicely.
Yeah, for people who aren't really too familiar with the Southeast Florida like condo market, or the location of the cities where everything is, typically what you'll have is Miami down south, and then Fort Lauderdale, and then Boca Raton, and then West Palm. But there's in between Boca and Fort Lauderdale, there is a beach town called Pompano, which hasn't had the allure that Boca has or Fort Lauderdale has, but there's just not a lot of affordable land pretty much anywhere else on the water.
It's been skipped over time and time again, and people built under it, above it, but now there's no more space. So they're looking at Pompano, and
The gentrification is real, Pompano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're taking over. Where they're putting the wall up there. We did a presentation there, and the condos they're gorgeous. They go from 2.4 million, I think, to 4.5 million. The penthouses are 20 something million for that.
That's insane. Pompano Beach.
Just wait for it. It's going to be, I mean, literally, what was it? Gold trimmed around. I mean, the building itself, stunning. I love the architectural design. How they have almost like the columns dripping down. I mean, just lavish. Lavish.
So what I like to do, with our team members, we really focus on putting out our value and our guarantees, our product line and core offer, and also mix together up with our brand to what we call our Journey 300 database. However, if we're being honest, there are some individuals that just don't take to that model very well. So I'm always trying to find different ways to excite them and maybe motivate and find different ways of doing business. So we decided to have lunch and a team presentation at a high-end luxury condo. And the whole point of that was, and what I'm maybe if you're a real estate agent, you can copy this, or if you think about buying or selling a new construction property down here in South Florida, you can reach out to us. But we have what's called this builder trade-in program. And this builder trade-in program is a way for a homeowner or new construction purchaser to now pocket more money at closing that would have normally just profited the builder. Let me explain. When you
explain yourself, please, for those that don't know can't hear you from the back.
Hear you from the back. I already feel like I've been speaking for 10 minutes and it's only been 2. But
all right, just take some breaths in between.
So, all right, let's imagine that you and your wife or husband, whoever, you go and you want to buy a new construction property. And you go to let's say you go to this community without representation from a real estate agent. Well, what happens at that point, your real estate agent will not be able to collect compensation for representing you. Hold on. I just got a pop-up. Allow. Okay. Instead of your real estate agent receiving a commission for the sale, the builders will pad that to the profit. And you might be saying, well, so what? How does that benefit me? Now, I'm going to be pretty clear here. I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to new construction builds, there's not a whole lot a real estate agent can do to help you other than just maybe be mental, emotional support. Because their contracts are locked in, they don't really let you change it. The prices are pretty firm. There's nothing to negotiate. The builders build it whenever they want to get it done. And then again, you might be like, well, why would I bring a real estate agent? Yeah, we recognize that. So the only thing that so we wanted to find a way to make it benefit our clients by using a real estate agent while at the same time helping us out. So the builder trading program works like this. if you're going to a new construction building and then you bring one of us, Homes by Kuzi team members, to that project, we will now get compensation for that. We will either give you, the buyer, for being so generous, bringing us along on the ride. We'll either give you half of that or a third of that back towards your closing costs that you wouldn't have received before, that would have went to the builder. So let's just say hypothetically it's $1 million property. Let's say they're paying, I know we're not supposed to say percentages. So let's just say 10,000 potatoes. We will give you 10,000, we'll give you 5,000 or 3,333 potatoes towards your food stash in your garage at closing, right? That's the analogy I'm using. And you're like, well, what's the difference between a half and a third? Well, we'll give you half of that if you list your house with us that you're selling, right? So if you list your house with us and we sell that house and you purchase the new construction with us, we'll give you half what we make on the new construction side. The last time I did it was $9,119 and I think 23 cents that they wouldn't have received before. That's real money. And if you don't have a house to sell, or for some reason you chose someone like Alex to sell it and not a Homes by Kuzi member, then we will still give you a third back for that. So that's how that works.
Yeah, there was a solid eyebrow out there.
Thank you.
Solid eyebrow.
Ever since I saw The Rock, I always started practicing it when I was a kid. So I've gotten really good at my eyebrow.
Okay, his eyebrow game, I feel like none of us can top.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Oh my God, that is good.
Do you work those out?
Yeah, actually, I do. That's why this eye is a little bit bigger than this eye. I don't know if you can notice. I'm kidding.
I mean, you had me going for a second because legit, that was literally such a high
I told you.
muscle move.
Ever since I saw The Rock when I was 12 years old, I was like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, but there has to be like how do you control the muscles in your
So I can
forehead
sometimes do this side, but not as deep.
Oh, you guys have to watch this on YouTube. If anybody's listening.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys really need to catch the YouTube version of this.
You have to catch the YouTube version and just one more time for the one time, Alex.
I could also do my ears too. You see that?
Wow.
Hidden talents that you did not know.
It's so powerful. It's such a powerful tool. Like somebody saying something dumb, you're like.
I'm actually very jealous of that. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, if they say something dumb, I feel like it disarms them because they weren't expecting that.
Yeah. It's like, bah. It's quick. It's a quick one. Like a quick drop.
I feel like that could be added to as a bullet point for your negotiation skills. Solid eyebrow.
It's a win-win situation.
Dude, all you need with that, you know how those clowns have those flowers and they squeeze something and water shoots out? You need to do that at the same time. And they hit him with a stick of water.
And at the same time, when you squeeze it, it does like a honking noise. So it's like, it's like a triple whammy.
Could you imagine? I don't even know where to go with that.
Yeah. They'll be like, all right, where do I sign this agreement?
If you can do that, I can only imagine how well you can negotiate. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Hey, it's all a skill, okay? Perspective.
That's my USP. Forget being friendly. I can raise my eyebrow.
Is that your new slogan? I can raise my eyebrow.
I'm just gonna do Alex Mendel as my logo, and just the eyebrow over the A.
That's not a bad play. No. Your eyebrow is the middle part of the A.
That's
the line in the A.
But it's above the A because it's like above my face. You know what I mean? That would look weird. That would look like a mustache.
I'm really trying.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
can't.
true.
I look stupid doing it.
Well,
You look like my daughter trying to wink.
Oh, which is adorable.
No, she's like, I'm like, able to wink. She's like this.
It's funny. I always teach my son Crew how to wink because he couldn't open a package of like a chips or something, and he's like, I can't do it. I'm like, I'm gonna teach you a secret. You just wink at it and it opens. Watch my eye. And then he was watching my face, and I winked and opened it real quick, and then he looked. He goes, how'd you do that?
Oh, he's so cute.
I wish.
Slightly gullible. So cute.
I wish we never lose that sense of excitement for the most mundane, silly things.
We already did.
I know. I wish we didn't, is what I mean. Kept that level of kids, like, seeing our first magic trick, seeing that. Now everything is just so cynical.
That reminds you of... Oh, sorry, Jen. Go.
No, people are so jaded, but Chris will attest this. I enjoy the shit out of the smallest things in life.
Yes, she does.
But that's just because of how I look at life. I feel like, or I'm so grateful and thankful that I just find a ridiculous amount of joy in a lot of small things and great things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds
I feel
me,
like we do too.
This reminds me of a conversation we actually had a couple of podcasts ago where you were talking about the excitement of getting a listing or a contract. And I was saying how, like, I don't have that anymore. You know, 'cause yesterday I signed, there's this listing that I had. It's a gorgeous listing. It's just the market's really slow and it's in a higher price point.
Yeah, it is a gorgeous listing.
Oh my God. And I'm like, why is this thing not selling? It's not overpriced. It's marketed aggressively. It's just the market's really saturated for that property where it's at. Anyways, finally, after however long, we got it under contract yesterday, and there was no emotion there. It was really odd.
Oh,
Like
Chris.
4 years ago, I would have been like jumping for joy. Now it's just strictly business. Now it's like, okay, next we go to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like maybe not the happy emotion part, but I feel like possibly stress lifted off the shoulders and type of emotion, right? Because we wear the emotions and the stress of the seller, so that's our job, to be almost like that soundboard. And when it's not moving in this current market, I mean, I'm sure you felt a little better.
Well, I think we might have touched on this last week. Like, so the market's much slower than it has been, and as I guess all three of us are high I personalities to a point, meaning we want to please people. I don't know if you guys, and tell me if I'm crazy or if you guys do the same thing, but almost every hour or every 30 minutes, I'm sitting here thinking about my sellers and like, how did they feel? What can I do to make their stress go away? Yeah. Like that weighs on me because I know they're upset. And so to answer your question, that stress relief, knowing that at least this one client who was stressed out over it is slightly less stressed. I think
it just has to go about how we handle our presentations, our listing presentations nowadays. They just need to change, as well as our communication style when we do our weekly check-ins with our sellers and kind of explain the market to them. And I think, did you ever get the chart masters that I sent to you? Those graphs?
Who, me or Jen?
Both. I resent it in our group chat as well.
I did too. Chris, did you get it?
No, I did it. I didn't open it.
Okay. So, if you look at the market now and how it compares to the last normal market we had, which was in 2019 pre-pandemic, so comparing 2019, we have actually a faster selling market now than we did back in 2019 by about 2 weeks. Days on market was about 73 days in September 2019. September 2024, it's about 58, 55 days.
Yeah, I think it was like 57.
Something like that. And in September 2019, nobody was freaking out. They're like, all right, this is it. You know? So
people are strapped in. They knew what was up.
They were like, wow, my listing agent sold it in a little over 2 months. Like, he did such a good job. They were doing sell your house in 90 days guaranteed, or
I used to market that. Yep.
Exactly. So like, they were like, that was normal. Like, if it was longer than 90 days, then people freak out. So it's just having to have that conversation again and kind of reteaching people what a normal market may look like. Obviously, affordability is a little bit not on our side. For some reason, everybody wants to wait till after the election. Like, the market is going to blow up, but history has shown that every election, that rarely, if ever, happens.
It doesn't have any effects. Yeah. We went back the last 3 or 4 elections and it has no effect. Although we do have to recognize, well, the results of the election, at least short term, because policy, whoever gets in the White House, policy there's a lag to it. Yeah. So the emotion behind this very highly charged election is going to fade, and people's needs and wants and desires of a new property are going to come back as their forefront. Right? Correct. They're going to make a move regardless. They're not going to, the person they don't like wins. They're not going to sit there and be like, I'm never buying a
house. No.
It's all those people that are saying. It's all those people are saying that if candidate A wins, they're going to another country, and they
never happens.
Yeah. It typically doesn't. But I was listening to the full fee agent this morning, and something it really struck a chord is just removing the elephant, or just acknowledging the elephant in the room on the front end of the listing presentation, which we go through possible scenarios, but really just digging a little deeper on that possible elephant in the room, so to speak, so that they are just more aware of the potential scenarios if in fact it does not go the way that of course is desired. We put all our, we push, we do our job, we constantly keep you updated, we market hard. But sometimes, things, the timing is just not there, or the price, whatever the condition, you have your 7 elements. But addressing that immediately is a big push.
And it's having to have that constant reminder and that constant conversation and telling them, here's what the market is doing, here's what your competitors are doing. It's not just our listing that may not be selling as quickly as we'd hope. It's everybody, right? So
it's managing expectations.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
And because we do that, I think we might have spoken about this before, but we do give 2 updates per week. One is usually an automatic, just a back-end analytics on what's happening in property. Then one is a deeper dive. And in those updates, we do show, hey, you're not the only one sitting on the market this long. All these other ones are too. All these people have been dropping their prices. You're not swimming in an ocean by yourself, right? You have all these other people trying to figure it out. The difference between us and them is that chances are, and not to be disparaging, but we have to be real about it. Chances are those agents are not communicating this information with their sellers. And on top of that, we also have, in my opinion, an obligation as real estate agents. If they're hiring us to market their property, we have, and we owe it to them to be the most aggressive in marketed property online. So we say that to our sellers, look, all of these guys, what they don't have is likely the communication that you're getting. They also don't have this and this and this and this and this. So our job is that when that fish does start swimming around the boat and see all those hooks in the water, that we have the juiciest bait. And with that said, innovation comes out of, I was talking to another real estate agent about this. I was someone who was struggling mentally. I'm like, listen, every single breakthrough in my business has been on the upside of, I said this in the last podcast, has been on the upside of a slowdown. Why? Because now we're finding ways to make our clients' property stand out that we didn't before. And then when the market is hot again, we still leverage those tools. So an idea that I've been kicking around that we started applying to our listings, and this is for other agents to steal, or if you're a seller, you can hire ourselves, and maybe Alex, if you just don't like us that much. And we're offering more value to our listings.
If you like his eyebrow game versus ours, I understand. Can't compete with the eyebrow.
If you want somebody that's not as friendly.
I would argue that's not true. But anyways, I think you're just as friendly, probably more so. But
you're friendly on a broader scale. I'm friendlier to the people that I connect with.
That's fair.
I don't connect with everybody.
Well, I don't think anyone does. Oh, we'll talk about that next. I'm interested in that actually. That's why I paused, but I don't want to derail this point. So
ADD,
I think this is
squirrels.
I think this is the good strategy, right? So we always provide ultimate. I don't know why I never thought of this before in my 20-some years, but we always provided so much value to our sellers in terms of the marketability and all those other things, that negotiating skills, feedback, and all that stuff. But what about, we're still selling our product? So we're selling our service and how good we are to our sellers. Let's just be real. But we're selling their product, their house, to a consumer. How come we're not making this product that we're having juicier to the consumer, right? Like, what are you talking about? So we started, we have a home warranty company representative that, gives us a discount for our clients on home warranties. So we're like, you know what? I'll tell you what. Why don't we slap on a free 1-year home warranty for buyers who want to buy this house, and put that in the description, like, hey, free 1-year home warranty when you purchase this house. We're the only listing that would do it. And why not do that? And it's not a tremendous amount of money. I don't know, anywhere from $600 to $800, right? But to get your inventory off the shelf, your seller's happy and your seller's raving about you to other people, that money pays for itself. But anyways, that's another conversation. But what if we put that up front and you're like, well, what does that do? Okay. Well, one, it sets you apart from everyone else. But on the bigger, broader reason why that's such a powerful tool is that we know during the inspection period, if things are old but working, buyers will always come back, especially in buyer's market, and want credits for it. Like if the AC is, I don't know, from 2015, and so it's 9 years, almost 10 years old. I can't believe 2015 is 10 years ago. But that AC is working just fine. Even though it's working fine, the buyers go, well, there's only a couple years left. I want a credit for it. But what a home warranty does is solves that. It goes, well, I'll tell you what, I can do you one better. If your AC is working fine, there's no reason to replace it. But during the term of this warranty, if your AC is on the fritz, you pay a service fee. It's anywhere from $75 to $100. They come out and they fix it for you. That's it. And if they can't fix it, they replace it for you. So now you don't have to worry about your stuff breaking. So now you just saved your client, your seller, if you are able to have that conversation and effectively with a buyer's agent and a buyer, you just saved your seller possibly, $4,000 to $10,000 and, new credits, one or two ACs.
I just thought of something. Another possible way to help maybe make the property more desirable by offering like a credit to the buyer for out of your pocket, not the seller's pocket, for using one of your vendors. So like, let's say you're a mover, right? If you use ABC Moving Company, the buyer will get a $500 discount.
Yes.
So now you're sending your vendor a referral, and he'll probably get 2 referrals because he'll get the buyer and the seller, and now they'll send you more business also.
Yes, that's funny you're saying that because that's where this was going to go.
I just thought of that.
Well, we have a vendor list. I was talking to our admin, Steve, and our executive admin. We have a whole vendor list of our preferred vendors. And what we're going to do, actually, I plan on doing this today or tomorrow, is reach out to all these vendors. Actually, I already started yesterday and saying, hey, like the one, I'll give you an example. The one I started with yesterday, my buddy is an interior decorator. And I said, hey, would you give a Homes by Kuzi exclusive discount to buyers of our listings or even our buyers if they purchase that listing? So would you give us like a 10 or 15%, right? So then if you can get a bunch of vendors to do stuff like that, maybe a free, your first roofing repair credit or something, whatever, your free coffee at the coffee place. If you can get a list of freebies and perks and bonuses to provide to a buyer of your listing that your vendors are covering, then you're just elevating the value of that property. So Alex, we're on the same page. But what you said is we shouldn't pay for that as agents. I was just
spitballing something.
Yeah, you're on the right track. I mean, it's all about it's all about leveraging, right? Your contacts who are going to now make your listing more alluring, right? The fact that we're piling on the warranty, that's huge. That's such a huge de-stressor for any buyer, having that off their chest, knowing that, okay, as soon as I buy this, if something breaks, I'm covered for 13 months. So that's what it is. It's 13 months.
13 months.
It's 13 months.
It's a baker's ear.
Yeah, right. No, but what I do too is after the showings, I shoot over a text to all the buyers agents. Hey, in case you missed this on the listing, we're offering this to your buyer. Yeah, and then I send them the link, our landing page, in case they missed any pictures. Here's our video, and if they want to rewalk the property, I know typically you're at a limited time frame, so please share this, and then just pile on any highlights that I can think of course.
That's awesome.
But this is all about servicing our people.
I can take this in so many directions. Like it also benefits. It benefits the vendors because now they're getting free exposure to their business that they're not getting before. And 2, now you're a semi superhero to those vendors. And who do you think they're going to think about when they have real estate needs or friends or family does? Right? It's a win. It's a win for everybody. It just takes a certain type of person to put it all together. And as real estate agents, it's our job to be that person. It really is.
100%.
I love that.
Look at us.
We are just amazing. Okay, you're
welcome. This is a good session today.
Well, I'm gonna add a note. I know I talk way longer than everyone else on these things, and I'm cognizant of this. And I'm like, I sit here and I'm like, I'm gonna shut up more, but then I have all these ideas and I can't help it.
Well, how about this? Raise your hand, and we'll call on you.
Wait, it could be up the whole time. It'll be up the whole time.
Chris,
And then
wait,
when
Chris,
you're
were
done, you
you,
go to the next one, the other hand.
Chris, were you that kid in class just like the teacher's like, okay, does anybody have anything to add? And you're like,
No,
me?
no.
You
That's
forgot
different.
to collect the homework.
No. In that respect, I if I'm in a place where I feel like it's pointless, I just want out. At school, I hate to say this, I hope my kids aren't listening. I thought every class, I'm like, why am I learning about the name of rocks that come out of this volcano as opposed to that volcano? What is it going to do? Anyways, whatever. But here, I'm going to raise my hand and just talk anyways. But call on me. Here, ready? Here we go.
Go.
No, you have to say my name.
Mr. Cusimano, please put your hand down.
Okay.
we were gonna go back to how Alex thinks he is not friendly.
Oh.
Or
No.
We were
I want
go back to that.
I gotta say one more point.
He's gonna burst. Wait, Chris,
Literally
go.
gonna poop himself.
Where's our special effects team? Show me like my head exploding. Okay. No, but this is kind of important. So a couple weeks ago, and then we can do some more shenanigans. So a couple weeks ago, I reached out to, well, actually, it was just a casual conversation. A lender buddy of mine called me because that's what lenders do now because they have nothing else to do, I guess.
Oh, my God.
And he was like, how do I add value, whatever. And I'm not sure if he was working on this already before or maybe this conversation sparked. I don't know. But I was talking about, well, there has to be ways that you could provide value to our clients that other people aren't, right? And he came back with a couple of days ago, actually, or maybe a week ago, and says, listen, I have an answer for you. I want to give a lender credit to the buyers of your listings of 1.5% of the loan amount. That was a word salad there. So let's say if you have a listing and then a buyer uses this lender partner of ours and say the mortgage they take out is for $500,000, he will now give a credit to that buyer of 1.5% of that. So that's $7,500 that the seller doesn't pay, that we don't pay as realtors. His mortgage company will pay. So now we can put on our listings, if buyer use seller's preferred lender, buyer will receive a free a 1.5% concession based on their loan amount, right? And I'm like, that is freaking great. That is free money, right? So we've been putting that on our listings too. I kind of feel bad because, as you know, as a realtor, we have a lot of lender, quote unquote, friends. And I always hate promoting one of them. But you know what? This dude gave an amazing product. He put his money in his mouth, and he presented something that can actually add value to our lives. So,
yeah. And then you can stack the savings with all the other items that we discussed.
Go ahead, Jen.
Well, no, speaking to what you said about, feeling like loyal to one lender over the other, because I was hesitant on it myself, because especially when you have these relationships with others, I hate just putting one person's name on it, but I had to remove myself from the equation and remind myself my job is to sell this property. Yeah. My clients first. So I really remember I even said to him, like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. But again, it comes down to, it's my fiduciary responsibility to make sure to do everything I possibly can to sell this property on behalf of our sellers. So it's not even that. Let's say they don't go with this particular lender. It's okay. It's just one more added piece that we are providing this type of service. You can tell that we're innovating, that we are really pushing the product. What's the house?
Yeah. The first line of all of our list, well, my personal listings, the agents on our team they let me know if they want to do it, but I added in the warranty and the seller concession, very first line, so it can't be missed.
And the public remarks.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So that's what we have to do. And so not only are we standing out more aggressively on the marketing end, right, or our listing standing out, not only we are smart on our pricing strategy, but now we're offering incentives that no other listing that we're competing with is offering. So there's no way our sellers can be upset with us. And we're communicating with them at least twice a week of updates, at least. There's no way they can be upset with us at that point. If they're upset with us and they go use someone else, It's going to be like, you guys ever dated someone, they left you for someone else? I'm like, that was stupid. I
Yeah.
have. Pretty much every one of my exes. I bet
Absolutely.
I always go, you know what? I bet they look at me now. Look at me. I have
Mhm.
glowing skin with my filter on my camera. And
Yeah.
Chris,
Look at me
Chris
too. I
got
need to buy
that
a
Paris shit on across his face.
Wait. It may be Maybelline, right?
Very well. It
To be
could very
fair,
well be.
To be fair, I don't have a filter. I don't know why my skin looks decent today. Maybe it's just because this light's not
No,
on. I don't
it's
know.
this camera has made your face like glow
So
ever
if-
since you switched.
So if I ever become single, which I'm never, I hope not. It won't be my choice. But if I'm ever single, I go dating. I'm gonna bring one of those like plexiglass
You're
films
so
with a
stupid.
filter in front, and I'm just gonna plop it at the table. So
It
it's like
wouldn't be weird at all, Chris. Nobody's gonna not like. I mean, that second date question mark. I don't know.
Could you imagine if you had this like screen or glass in front of you, and then you go to kiss for your first time, and you're kissing on one side of your filter?
It feels like COVID. It feels like COVID days.
Oh my God. That's what they do in prison now. They can FaceTime.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
That's so true.
are you heading there? Are you gonna be next to Pete Diddy?
Oh my God.
No, thank you very much. I
that is
appreciate it. I stay away from freak offs.
Dude, that story is wild.
And it's getting like so much worse.
So
I'm
many
obsessed with
questions. There's so many question marks, and feel like every door that's opened, just another rabbit hole of shit comes out of it. It's kind of scary.
Oh, dude, I'm so curious on what comes out at the end of the day. And like, I feel bad for Justin Bieber. I was never a Justin
Oh my
Bieber
God.
fan,
Yeah.
but like, I'm
Yeah, but
pretty
now-
sure I know what happened to that boy now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Poor
And
guy.
it's just like,
a
oh.
lot of them. Meek Mills, Usher,
Mm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If you've seen
That-
some of the stories that I've seen on TikTok, like,
I won't listen. You can't get your news from TikTok, bro.
yes, you can. Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
I
Do you
used to be
know-
like you, Chris. I think you just have to be selective of where your source is from TikTok.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Because
100%.
I used to feel that way, but then I realized like there's plenty of good news sources that have TikTok accounts that put things
Yeah.
out there.
100%. TikTok, I saw something on TikTok is the new, I saw it on Facebook, so it must be true. But it's true. TikTok is I feel like it's a lot more credible. That's why they're trying to ban it.
Well, no, hold on. Well, so I actually, it was either a podcast or something I read about where baby boomers, because there was an election article and where people get their news from.
Mhm.
Baby boomers in 2016 and all then got most of their news from Facebook, our parents' generation, not actual news sources. So
Mhm.
meaning just Uncle Joe, who has a plumbing business, but also a podcast on weekends, him, right? That's their credible source. And then now for Gen Z, they said 50%, 50%. When they ask Gen Zers, where do they get their news? It's TikTok.
Yep.
Their
Mhm.
news.
I don't doubt it.
But it's very credible because it's not censored. It's not manipulated. Like if you go on Google, if you go on any sort of mainstream news outlet, it's all agended.
Yeah, but
TikTok,
dude, then it's just a bunch of people's opinions at that point.
unless they have credible sources, and then you start going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Well, but
credible.
you're an educated young lad, whereas some people,
Yeah,
Correct.
I would,
and
you know,
a lot of
you-
times, and the algorithm will give them what they feel like they need to see.
that's it.
But it's
Mhm.
also up to the consumer to sift through that. There's
Mhm.
definitely a lot more stuff that I've seen video footage of things happening on TikTok that is never discussed anywhere else.
To be
on-
fair, I do search Reddit for that stuff too.
I
Like if
confirm
I
with
want to
Reddit.
see like something
sides.
that's in the news that like and they I will go search that in Reddit
Yeah.
and then there will be other like
Yes.
things there.
You know what's also
I use it as a
interesting?
starting point, TikTok
Uh,
typically, and then I
Did you rabbit
Go
hole
check.
out?
yeah.
You rabbit
And
hole
then,
out. Well, at least you
3:00 in the
get
morning
out.
looking at
Oh.
3:00 in the morning looking out reptilians or something.
No, but it's growing up. I didn't watch American news, like, or I guess you can say like English news, and I watched Telemundo, Univision. So we would in those news channels, you would have U.S. News, and then you would have worldwide news. Like, so growing up, that's what I saw everything. Whereas now I'll notice, like, if I put CNN, Fox, NBC, whatever I put on, it's very focused on just the U.S. And if you don't go out looking for more information beyond Florida and the U.S., I mean, you're not going to know what the hell's going on in the world.
But when I went to Europe, good thing, it's funny you say that. When I went to Europe, right after high school, and you turn on the news, I was in England actually, and they have a wholly different perspective, like way of talking about what was happening in the U.S. at the time. I'm like, wow, it's just a different. You got to get out of your own information bubble, wherever it is, whatever your bubble is. You just got to pop it and have intelligent conversations. Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm going to say something controversial, which I never thought would be ready. Shocking. Ready? You ready for it?
Oh,
ready for it?
Shocking.
And the fact that this is even remotely controversial is scary to me. I have a family member of mine who shares a last name, and I want to change my name because of it. But anyways, he posted something yesterday about the Earth being flat. And
oh my goodness.
Let me explain. And he might be watching this now, and I hope you are, but it won't matter. It won't change or whatever. So the meme was a picture of the horizon of the curvature of the Earth and the math, whatever. And then a picture of someone at one point and a picture of a city at the other end where it shows that there's no way you should be able to see. It was Chicago. You couldn't see Chicago. Or I think it was Chicago. But what he didn't understand was that there's a thing called refraction of light, where light bends over reflective surfaces so you could see over curves.
Oh, I learned that in science when I thought I didn't need it, by the way.
Yeah, you mean like in 5th grade, right?
Right after rock class.
Right after rock and erosions.
A rock and yeah. But I was like, but that's like how all cameras work. That's how we can get light into these little holes. It refracts light. That's how everything, that's just like basic science. So I'm like, dude, that's just refraction of light, right? And he went off like, whoosh. And he's like, you're so manipulated. Open your eyes, you idiot. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa, dude, that's aggressive. I was just explaining how light works. It's like, but anyways, he starts putting all these like sources out. And it reminds me of this conversation. He's just, the algorithm is feeding him that crazy shit. And I was like, dude, I can spend my day explaining each one of these to you. It won't matter. You already believe this, and all you can do is go down the rabbit hole and tell you how I'm wrong.
Yep.
And you're not going to change his mind.
So this is how I ended the conversation. I'm like, dude, listen, your family, I love you, but I'm going to go to work now. I'm going to go to work on my spinning planet or on my spinning round planet and pay my bills now. He goes, oh, that's it. You're running away from it. And I just wrote back, peace. You can. It's like you can't engage. You can't. But come on. We usually scroll past that stuff, right? Like, remember your crazy uncle and your crazy family members and your crazy friends. You just like, that motherfucker's crazy. But now we're like, now that they have a platform like we do, where their voice is just as loud as ours, you sometimes forget that on the other side of that keyboard is just a crazy ass person, and so you start having intelligent conversations with them, and you're like, oh, I wasted my time.
Yeah,
that's
the world we live in. That's the problem with the world. All these dumbasses can now find each other and communicate and build themselves,
and they can vote.
And build a little community of
dumbasses. And
I didn't want to say it, but
other words that
it's weird. It's
canceled.
It's weird. It's like you don't want to be like disparaging because you don't want to have that like. But in reality, and I hope this. Whatever, this is what it is. In reality, like, people are just on different levels of IQ. Like, that's why they have IQ scores, intelligent levels. And I hate to say that, but some people just don't get it. And you have to be. And I feel bad that bad actors out there prey on them and easily manipulate them into believing all this wild stuff, and then they go out and parrot it, and they just even make themselves look even more silly. It's kind of sad.
But it's not even like the not. I don't know if it's like the people with low IQ, because I know people that are, they're attorneys, right? Very successful, but they vote one way, right? And if they vote the other way, they think that's something crazy. Like, they're convinced that something crazy is going to happen to them and their family.
Yeah, when it comes to politics, there's a lot of brand identity involved.
And ingrained beliefs that if they vote one way it will completely diminish that brand, like you said,
Well-
that personality, because there's a connection to it.
Well, it's like this,
Exactly.
like sports teams. Like, say if you grew up, it's the World Series now. Let's say you grew up a Yankees fan, right?
Yes.
Right? Oh, good. I'm glad they're getting their asses kicked. But anyways,
Oh,
let's say you grew up a
shut it,
Yankees fan,
Christopher.
but
I
you grew
don't
up.
even know who's playing.
But then let's say you move to LA and you're just ingrained in that culture, whatever. It's hard for you to now become a Dodger fan. You're still going to be that Yankee fan, even if the Yankees put a bunch of like rapists and pedophiles on their team. You're still going to probably be like, but you know what I mean? But that's what people do. They get their brand is so ingrained of who they are and their perception of themselves that regardless of what happens, unless they're self-aware enough to realize that their brand is not
tied to something,
tied to their real values.
Yep.
Their true values, then it's hard for people to get away. And that's the same with politics. It's like when Michael Jackson came out that he like molested boys and stuff like that, but people still jam out to his music. You know what I mean? They're like, well, yeah, he'd play with little boys, but he made the Thriller album.
That all turned out to be lies.
Is it lies?
I don't know, according to TikTok.
Oh, see, it's like yeah. Same with R. Kelly and P. Diddy, right?
No, that actually happened.
No, that actually 100% happened. There's
so much
plenty
evidence.
of evidence.
But there's no evidence of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I haven't really heard any credible one except there's Macaulay Culkin, but he never came out and said anything.
No, so a lot of the kids said our parents told us to say that.
Oh wow. Oh.
And my
well, you should say allegedly, dude. You should
allegedly.
Yeah,
yes.
allegedly.
Okay, allegedly.
That's
allegedly.
what he said. I heard it. Good call.
Yes. Allegedly never did it, and the parents allegedly told him to that. But what I saw on TikTok again, was he actually was trying to protect kids because he lost his childhood to crazy parents. And it was never actually anything that was,
malicious,
sexualized. Yeah. He just wanted to protect them. Never, but allegedly.
Excellent.
I
job there.
could buy that. I just don't know. I don't know enough about it.
We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see me jumping on this topic. I don't know enough on it. I haven't. I'm very cautious.
This is a real
when
estate
it comes.
podcast. This is so crazy.
I'm very cautious about all these things.
Talking about Michael Jackson allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, no worries, guys. We'll pivot back. How
Wait, no,
can
wait.
we pivot back?
I say this in every podcast. People really don't care that much about real estate, like that much, where they want to hear a bunch of realtors for an hour a week talking about it. They wanted to get the nuggets, and then they want to talk juicy stuff like everyone else.
You know what I was actually going to bring up? Remember we were talking about getting excited about putting a property on the contract? I have a tip for newer agents. Don't make a social media post about it until after the inspection period.
Yeah.
Dude, are you making fun of my post last night?
Oh, no, I didn't even know that. I used to be like that, and I still see agents just under contract, and then 7 to 10 days later, back on the market.
Yeah. So
it's like burn. Sorry, guys.
Dude, I haven't been posting about like under contracts, pendings, closings for forever. I just stopped doing that, right? But for some reason last night, I felt so victorious of getting this house under contract. I did post it. It was like probably my first one in like 3 years. And after I did it, I'm not going to lie to you, after I did it, I'm like, such a rookie move. But I did it anyways. You know?
Hopefully it doesn't. I'm like, it's going to jinx it. It's going to
pull
out of the contract.
It is going through, guys.
Yes. But it is. Like, I've been seeing, especially like a little bit more seasoned agents doing it. I'm like, just wait 7 days.
Well, they're seeing the younger generation doing it, and they think they should be doing it too.
Yeah, but you can wait 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, they're having that FOMO.
But by the way, our clients don't give a shit. Our family and friends, they don't care.
It's branding. No, it's branding. That's all it is.
It could also
just
yeah, exactly. Maybe they haven't had something to post as far as business is concerned in a hot minute.
Yeah.
So why not throw it in there?
Well, it used to work very well back in the day, but then the algorithm stopped pushing it. I assumed I used to tell the stories of the closings I would have, like how I met them, what the journey was like, whatever. And,
and what was it? Was it like a post? Was it a picture? Where'd you put the?
I think this was a picture,
video?
And then like a.
It would usually be a picture either with the client at the house if they want it, or not just the property. and then I would write the story. And the engagement on those was pretty good. Like people were like, "Oh, that's an interesting story," and then I noticed, I don't know, it was a couple years ago, that I think when Facebook really started putting a lot of money or paying a lot of attention of like personal stuff, non-business stuff on personal pages, I noticed that the of those had gone down, so I stopped doing it. But I enjoyed telling the story of my clients, which is a real estate that.
Because not every closing is the same. Not every
I feel like
from beginning to end, they're all
when
different.
I do the just sold story, like not putting just sold, but say I helped this family, having like 2 to 3 paragraphs, I actually started getting more engagement, especially on Instagram. Instagram is kind of focusing more on long form.
Really good captions. To know.
I noticed Instagram. I'm starting to get more, I guess, positive numbers on business side than I am on Facebook. When I post something on Facebook business wise, it's like crickets. But when I post something else about like my dog or something else, it just goes through the roof, right? So
unless it's a Twilight Daylight question, Chris, because that shit I had like 40 people really feel strongly about one over the other. I was like, I did not think that this was going to be this exciting.
There you go.
I commented on every single one, but yeah, lots of strong views, Daylight versus Twilight.
Well, we teach this in the training is that when you are going to post real estate stuff, especially in regards to just like things like that. If you don't know what she's talking about, we did a post on our team. We wanted to know if a dated dusk photo or a regular quote unquote unedited photo, which one they would hypothetically click first if they were side by side online or on a ballot or something. And so we just had all of our people vote. But anytime you're deciding on your colors of your logo or your tagline or Twilight photos, whatever, and bring your social media following along with that journey with you, and like, hey, which one I'm leaning this way. Which one do you like more? And the reason why you're doing that is because you're bringing people, they feel invested inside of your business and that they helped you in your business, right? So instead of just saying, hey, here's my logo, leverage the fact that everyone has an opinion and wants their opinion to be heard and they want to feel important. And so just even if you already know what logo you think you're going to choose, at least ask the question and see, maybe you'll get some different insights and some engagement. Just a thought.
And it might even surprise you. And you're like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't go with this one.
And it'll start pushing your stuff to the top and in front of more people.
Yeah.
So it'll help.
We were going to change the Homes by Kuzi logo, and I was just going to do it. And then I put the poll out there, and I did it multiple times because I was sure it was wrong. I'm like, should we do the new modernized logo or the old school one? And time again, it was the old school. Now, that could be just from brand recognition. People have familiarity with it, and people don't like new things. I'm not sure if I was, but I did it like 3 times because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, the new logo looks so much cooler. But we're stuck with the old one because that's what everyone picked.
Perspective. We're not stuck. We're honored.
Oh, sorry. It is a pretty damn good logo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's great. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And the story behind it is great.
There's a story behind it, but whatever. I see Alex is playing Candy Crush. She's almost over, or Fortnite.
No, I'm just answering the email. I have a closing list. I have a buyer that still hasn't liquidated her stocks for cash to close for tomorrow. So making sure she's doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It never ends. Ever.
Nope. Another gray hair every single transaction.
I know.
Yeah, you guys.
I'm gonna get you just men.
You new realtors out there, and people who are not in the real estate game, and you see all the wins and the happiness of real estate behind the scenes. My God, you dig a lot of ditches. You dig a lot of ditches to put in that foundation for that closing.
Oh yeah, I'm actually 15, but I look 34.
and
that age and wisdom, right?
It only took you 15 years to master that eyebrow, huh?
Yep, exactly. Very easy.
All right, I can feel the energy dipping. Everyone seems to be coming down a little bit. So, are we wrapping this sucker up for this episode?
I think it's about that time.
We're wrapped.
You got your bed made behind you. You're ready to jump in And
Let's go,
I'm going to go
baby.
do leg day. I missed the gym this morning. Jen, what are you going to do when we wrap this up?
I have to button up a bit of negotiations on one of my contracts, and then I'm going to go vote.
Woo! Go vote!
Go vote, everybody.
Oh, I know where you're voting after this past week, but I'm going to keep that quiet. All right, you guys have a great day. By the way, if you want to join the coaching program, coachingbykuzi.com, and if you want to follow Alex, how do they find you and follow you, Alex?
You can find me on Instagram at Alex Mendel Holmes.
And Jen.
Oh, and you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Jen_Konikoff.
This is also for your visual pleasure as well on YouTube. It's on the Coaching by Kuzi YouTube channel. So if you
Which I encourage everybody to watch this one on
Definitely.
YouTube.
Just for the eyebrow.
Just for the
eyebrow. I mean, you have to see it. It's magical.
Thank you. Can't wait to get the clip out of this for my socials.
You have to.
Just like a montage of all my eyebrow raises. That's what it's going to be.
You should. I'm sorry.
You should clip that and put it to music.
Yeah, 100%. I'll tell my assistant.
All right. And that's a wrap. Have a great day, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.